Welcome to Scape Integral Event Solutions. Scape was founded in 2010 in Metepec, Mexico. Why was this founded? This is a solution for events. So we are in charge of integrating or to comprehend all the services that you need in your event. You don't have to worry at all. And this begins when we notice that there's a certain like dysfunctional event planning in the area, in Toluca, in Metepec, and for example in Calimaya, where people are really used to be united, and this kind of a new strategy was like a revolution in here. So it began really well. Our first client was a 50 birthday party where we were able to integrate more than 10 different providers. For being our first time, I thought it was going to be uh, a little bit of a mess, but we rely on the team we have. We have a really great team. They are selected really like strictly, like we take experience, and since then we have been unstoppable. Our mission is to associate consistently with our suppliers to ensure every event is unique and exceeds our clients and even our expectations. And the second like key point of our mission is to empower our team with experiences and certifications to provide exceptional client service. We are really interested that they know what they're doing, but also to enjoy it at the moment. If they don't enjoy it, if they don't say, I am gonna run the extra mile for this work, it's really hard that they are in our team, really, because it's something that you sometimes don't sleep well because you gotta go the next day to another event, to another project, and that's something to take on when you're like hiring your team, right? Our vision is to become the first option at a national level as a provider of integrated event solutions. National level, not only Metepec, not only Calimaya, not only Toluca, not only Mexico City, for example, right? Um, Also, renowned for innovation and client satisfaction as like the first company that was able to do this in the area. We have been noticing since the beginning what works and what doesn't, who you can rely on as a provider and who you can't. So we thought that we have that advantage, and we always like rely on that. Now our values are transparency, responsibility, and dedication to excellence. Transparency at the moment of taking of making a contract, for example, right? So you come with us and you say, oh, I want to do an event with this and this and this and this certain characteristics. Okay, now let's see, how can we make it possible? First, can we make it possible? Is it in our like buyer persona type, or is it too small, or is it too much for us? Like we can't even control that. We are not the right solution, but if you have another event that is a little bit um not so big, you can come with us, right? So transparency, even if the money is right, like perfect, sometimes the money doesn't matter when you're talking about people, right? So if you tell them, oh, we're gonna make that event happen, and then you're like, where do I get that provider from? Where can I like, it's like money doesn't come there. Like you have to acknowledge and to take care of the connections you have, right? Not only because money moves people, right? No, 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 we don't do that here, really. Responsibility, that's really related on transparency. If you already, and we already made an arrangement, okay, we signed the contract. Now it's your responsibility to give us all the information needed, right? oh my God, I don't like this, I love this, I would love to at this moment this happen, right? Like for example in weddings, oh, when it's the dance of the daughter and the father, I would love to see, I don't know, a tiger, whatever, right? Responsibility takes also care of on us, like, okay, you tell that, okay, now it's our responsibility and our transparency to say how can we make it possible, or if it isn't possible but we can get a cat for example instead of a tiger, right? Now, dedication to excellence, for this we have certain parameters, KPIs, and certain objectives we try to track on for you to be like, and how is this going, how are you going to be with this supplier, can I help with something? So that's how we can show you, oh my, like in here we have a certain percent of our advantage and this one is the responsible, and you can track that, and you can show your customer how the event will come, how even certain consequences to take on, because that's really important for us to know. It goes in the transparency, in the responsibility, and oh my God, we have to get an ambulance, for example, if there are fireworks, or we need to get security in case that someone that's in the political um, sector comes, right? So all of that, we are taking care of you because you don't have to worry if you contract us, right? So those are values. The importance of the ethics in this company. Keep it simple and clear since the beginning. We believe in ethical promotion inside the company community. When you come to us, okay, so Escape was founded around lawyers and also experts in the field. Why? Because we know we're dealing with people, we're dealing with a lot of benefits, of resources, of even of networking, right? Because some people is like, oh my God, the politician from Siberia is coming here, right? And we're like, okay, we gotta keep that discretion. So keep it simple and clear since the beginning. I don't want this to go on your website, or I would really like to go on the website. Since that little stuff, it it's really like gratificant for us to know what you want and what do you want as a client of us, or even as a provider. I don't like that you show that you're working with me because X whatever Y. Okay, I don't care. We're gonna work this together. Okay. Our success starts with a clear project scope. We go back to the same point, right? Before we sign a contract, our experienced planners collaborate closely with our clients, or in this case with you, to define every detail of the event. We don't go there like, oh, maybe this, maybe that. No, okay, this. This procedure ensures complete transparency, alignment, and alignment from the beginning to end. Our mantra is our commitment fuels our success. How those values align with society's needs? Okay, transparency and responsibility are key elements when it comes to relate in a professional and a personal environment. If you're showing us that you, not to be like, personal, but kind of, because if you don't take, let's say, seriously your personal life, how can you relate that in a professional life, right? So if you're messy in one side, it probably means that you're messy in every situation in life. So when we talk with the truth and only the truth, people take us seriously. That's how this value of transparency and responsibility will be allied with society's needs. If society is like not trustworthy, if you say, oh, I'm gonna do that, and then you don't do it at all, it's like, I don't know if I can trust you, right? So this company is since the beginning not trying to, it's really broken that, like, like that steps by step that the history has told us to do unconsciously. So, second, dedication to excellence and responsibility get along ought to be the vision and the planning that's done before accepting the project. We come to the the point that we have been like taking on. Um, so the excellence is not just doing it right; it's just doing it perfect, perfect. So if we know that we can do it, we probably, really probably, we won't take it unless it's an exceptional case that we say, okay, it's hard, it's gonna be really complicated, but we have the whole time of the world to take an advantage of this time and to begin making connections and goals, and let's see how this goes, right? Now, the founders decided that the three main values will be helpful for the company and every provider, client, and even the assistance to the events that will be made in the future. Now, let's see why we include the assistance. Let's go to the next point. What does the company do to keep employees motivated? Not related to money. Okay, so Escape has made a successful program where we reward each of our members based on metrics in each project. As I said before, this one is like the percentage of the progress in the activities. So we know, okay, so maybe we are a little bit failing in this area. Let's see who is making it, why it isn't as we expected for this time, how can we help? It's not always like, we're not robots, right? So maybe it happens something really bad to the person, we don't know, and we gotta ask always. That's the communication skill that I think that goes to the transparency. Okay, I don't feel well, but my team is really important for me, and I want to tell you that my situation is blah 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 blah, and I can do this for this time, and for this time to this time I will have to go to from the company to the hospital, for example. Okay, we get it. Now, who will be the responsible for this person, for example, for Yak, right? So our communication has seen a significant improvement thanks to the ERP and the event management system. These tools have allowed us to stay informed about critical situations, as the one I explained, reunions, and the things we are doing good. It's not everything like, oh, you're doing everything so well. No, some things are in the graphics they show, right? Like, same example, Jack went to the hospital and whatever, but he made more progress than he has ever done before, right? So it's like, hey, Jack, really, and let's go to another point. The director of operations has initiated a weekly meeting every Monday where we discuss in a few minutes, right? Because we're really great team. We are full of people, so it's not like 3 hours right of our Monday. No, we try to be like really, I don't know, dynamic. What we're working on and how can we improve? Now, what we have noticed that we can change, of that the responsible could change with their abilities and their possibilities and the tools we have to consider that. We have to be empathic. Now, how are we going to solve these problematics from a practical standpoint? You can always put in the place of the people. Now, what is the vision of a future world according to the company values? Based on the program and the company ideology, it's a vision, and then based on the projects and the customer support is another vision. Let's see. Based on the program, to create a company and environment based on trust, in respect, in respectful in respectful retroalimentation and dedication to excellence, we are taking in account the next metrics of the program, right? So, what was taught in the first reunion in comparative with the last reunion? Let's see that for each person, like as an adjective, for example. How has the communication been improving in the work environment? That's how you can tell in a little like minute. How many misunderstandings have been solved thanks to these weekly reunions? So some some of these metrics are qualifications and some are quantifications. That's like having a balance, because when it comes to people, it can be a little hard to make it all like numbers. but you can have objectives and qualify those objectives. So from 1 to 5, making one really well and 5 really bad. So like what was told in the first reunion, right? So that's how can we make qualifications into quantifications in a certain way. Now, on based on the assistance, let's see, based on the projects and the customer support, to collaborate in projects that lead to the participants to admire the beauty of life. That's why we make events. That's why we say, we don't matter if we don't sleep at all today, we're gonna make this happen and we're gonna make it big, right? Making a reflection when they get to home, and how important is it to take care of the neighbor and of world. That's like our purpose in life, to make people experience. And then, like you're like at the wedding of your best friend and you're like, yeah, I love life and love, and you get to come and you're like, "Ah, what a beautiful experience." That's our purpose, to be as a company. And our work isn't finished when the project is delivered to the client, when they pay us, for example. Now it's only the beginning to a reflection chain of empathy and respect, to say, now, like the assistance, right? That's where I was going in the few points ago. Like when the people say, that event kind of moved something in me. Now I have a reason now to be a better person, right? Thank you. Escape the reality. Escape integral event solutions. Thank you so much.